What's going on, guys? MariK here. Last week we covered all of the maps for the classic Battlefront 1 game, went over their layouts and talked strategy for each of the various factions. This week we'll be talking about the maps in Battlefront 2, going over the changes to the maps that have come from the first game, discussing strategies for the new maps that are new to the second game, and going over various strategies for each faction on each map. Yavin 4 Temple returned, and honestly this map isn't any more fun than it was the first time around. The Empire and the droids spawn with the Overlook, the Fountain, and the Viaduct, while the clones and the rebels get the Temple, the Altar, and the Dry Pool. The Forest Ruins is still a neutral command post, and it's still one of the more active and harder ones to take or hold onto. The strategies for each faction are more or less the same with some minor differences. When playing as the Empire and the droids, you still have the option of spawning as an engineer and taking your respective vehicle. However, the bigger change for the Empire specifically is that you lose the ATST and you then have the little hover tank, which is not really the best vehicle to have, especially for this kind of map. And granted, the ATST had its issues as well, but it's just you can't do a whole lot on this map because, well, one, ally vehicles. And we just blasted the shit out of that enemy vehicle right there. That was pretty satisfying, I'm not going to lie. I don't know what he's shooting at. Okay, so the fog disappeared, and there are the enemy's tanks. And we are going to light them up. They have 3, which is totally unfair, because we only had 2. Playing as infantry, I would definitely start at the Fountain or the Viaduct and head straight for the ruins. This time the ruins are actually in the middle of the set of stairs instead of up. Where those like stone pillars are. I don't remember how much that impacts how easy or hard it is to either take or defend this command post. The AI doesn't appear to be making as big of a push towards the command post as well. In the first game, that's all they seemed to care about. They had almost an obsession with it. And so we couldn't even stay in it long enough to hold it down because they were throwing themselves at us faster than we could kill them. Once you have the ruins, you can head towards the altar. Take whatever class you feel most comfortable with playing. You just have to be careful of snipers and other units that may be hiding out in the foliage. And, I mean, the faster you can get up there and get away from them, the better. With the Dark Trooper especially, you can take some good vantage points, or just do what I did, jet up here and stand on the side of the building until you take control of it. It will be a little difficult to keep it, as they will, try and come after you. As long as you can capture it without being seen. I don't know if that tank is shooting missiles at us or not. There are red dots over here, or red triangles over here somewhere, so, oh. I forgot they can get in these turrets. You've also got the option of spawning at the Viaduct and heading up to Dry Pool. Now, you do have to be careful because they spawn so close to you that you can see them as soon as the damn match starts, like we did, and all hell can break loose fast. And since you're just running up here ahead, I can't believe that tank spawned so quickly. It got down here so quickly. I wonder, is there a tank that spawns at the Viaduct this time around? I'm not really sure. I don't have a means to really help these tanks. Now, when you're trying to sneak around, if you actually are going to try and make an attempt to capture the temple after capturing Dry Pool, it's definitely an option for you. How the hell did he know I was there? I don't know if he actually knew we were there, if he was heading for the for the turret. But that was that caught us off guard. Yeah, I'm gonna try and. How do you get up here? Hold up. Are you supposed to be able to get up here? Is this a normal? Is this a normal, like, can you get up here normally, or is this just because I flew up here and they're like, well, technically we didn't mean for you to get up there. I love how you can tell he's running for a vehicle. Looks like a speeder bike by the Huh. Well, that's interesting. You can just jump up there and then either wait for the AI to fuck off or hope that a player doesn't see you do it. That's pretty fucking cool. I don't remember that. I don't remember that being there. I wonder if that's even there in the map in the first game. See, I can see where the turret's supposed to be, but it's like you can't actually get a good shot at them, and sticking them with a grenade. Well, I'm gonna say that should be the best strategy, but like I can see the trooper. I can clearly see him. I can clearly see his head. But the game will not let me. There we go. Now, when playing as the clones and the rebels, you can spawn at either the dry pool or the temple, because I guess they both spawn vehicles. Come on, there we go. Kind of wanted that gunner. And then you can go towards the viaduct. The reason I would say go towards the viaduct is because I feel like I want to be here to take out the tank. And then if you can clear out this command post. I don't really know if I'd say I feel like it's a strategic command post to have. Because it is a small command post and it's kind of out of the way. But I definitely recommend at least doing what you can to take out the tanks. And they seem to be having a hard time. Now they're not having a time at all. You could also just go up in here. You could spawn kill them at the fountain. You could do the killing, let an ally go in there and take it. You could make sure that you get the ruins command post. Honestly, there's a lot of ways that you can play this map with either faction. It seems like the Confederacy always has more vehicles than the other factions. Like, I see the stat speeder right there, but I guess, did we possibly just have a speeder bike spawn there as well? You could also go back here at the outpost and at the overlook rather, and attempt to take it to kind of stop their tanks from spawning. But also, I mean, it would give you, fucking Christ, they just keep spawning. It would give you pseudo high ground. I mean, it's so far away, I don't really know what I would consider doing with it. I mean, you could snipe from it, of course, but it is so far out there compared to the other command posts. I don't know if you can get a good enough view to try and snipe. Oh, it looks like we have another tank up here. Oh god, we just blasted that one. That was a crit. If you're going to play as infantry, I would spawn at the altar and head straight for the ruins. You're probably not going to get there before the enemy does, and they'll end up taking it. But it is a fairly decent command post to attempt to have, just because it is so close to the enemy's other command posts. We actually managed to get up here before they took it, so it is doable. They almost had it. And now you're really close to the fountain. You do have to be careful because those tanks are coming in. We've got snipers trying to snipe at us from multiple directions. It's definitely not safe. But if you can take it, I feel like it'd give you a pretty solid, advantage. It's going to be easy for them to take back, but also draw them towards it. So you kind of are just almost using it as like bait. So that's going to do it for our strategic map overview. For the most part, everything's the same as it was in the first game. I still don't recommend the snipers because of the sight lines with how foggy the map is. However, I could make an argument for sniping as the rebels or as the droids, the two factions I don't play, since the majority of your targets are going to be white or white-ish in some coloration. So your target's going to be a lot easier to see, but the map still just, it lends to it, or at least it should if there wasn't so much on the map. It's an open map, but between all the trees, the rocks, it just, there's so many places to hide that it feels like it just, to me, it just isn't worth it. I also don't have the patience to deal with it, so if you do have the patience, if you can find a really good vantage point, then go for it. There's a lot of ways to play this map, and you just have to figure out which one plays best for you. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection comes out in just 2 weeks, so we hope to see you on the Battlefront.